Hold on to your chargers because Qualcomm is cranking up the heat and moving its Snapdragon roadmap into warp speed. Word on the street is that the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 2 could drop as early as September, about a month ahead of Qualcomm's usual Q4 party. Why rush? Simple. Qualcomm doesn't want to play catch-up with MediaTek again after the Dimensity 9400 gatecrashed last year's Snapdragon 8 launch. Both chips are built on TSMC's snazzy 3nm processor, so it's an all-out silicon sprint. Let's unpack what we know about this next-gen beast. Early leaks whisper of Pegasus CPU cores flirting with 5 GHz, an Adreno 840 GPU flexing 32 MB of L2 cache, and support for cutting-edge LPDDR6X memory. In plain English, graphics, multitasking, and memory bandwidth are getting a serious power-up. Gamers and power users prepare to drool. Meanwhile, Samsung's playing its own balancing act. Last year's Galaxy S25 ditched Exynos for Snapdragon across the board. Yield rates on Samsung Foundry's 3nm fab just weren't high enough. But rumor mill chatter says Samsung's 3nm yields have climbed to around 40%. That's barely tipping into mass production territory, but it might be enough to sneak Exynos 2600 back into the Galaxy S26 lineup, at least for the non-Ultra models. And here's a spicy twist. Samsung may even get a made-for-Galaxy edition of the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 2, built on its WVV4 fabrication process. They're reportedly aiming for about 1,000 wafers, small potatoes for Samsung Foundry, but enough to juice the S26 Ultra in every market. Meanwhile, this 26 and 26 Plus could continue rocking Exynos 2600 outside the US, China, and Canada, leaving Snapdragon juice for the Ultra globally. It's the chipset equivalent of Choose Your Fighter. So where does that leave us? If you're in a Snapdragon stronghold, think North America and China, you'll likely see the Elite Gen 2 everywhere. Elsewhere, buckle up for that Exynos and Core. Either way, behind-the-scenes negotiations, yield races, and fab capacity battles are setting the stage for 2026 Flagship Smackdown. Which side are you on? Are you Team Snapdragon, itching for every frame of 5 GHz glory, or Team Exynos, rooting for Samsung's homegrown comeback? Sound it off below and let's geek out over the future of mobile silicon. Until next time, stay charged and slightly impatient.